Hello, you're welcome to this YouTube channel. My name is Thomas Pache, and I will be assisting you with the application process to applying to schools in the US and in Canada with funding. And so I'll be teaching you the steps that you have to take. This will be the first video, and this will be about the first step that you have to take, which is how to look for schools in the US with funding. And yeah, we'll be looking at Canada too, but we'll start with US. And mostly the requirements and the things that you can use for US application are usually the same thing that you can use for Canadian application. They are very similar. And so yeah, as I said, we'll start with the US application, and then we will come to Canada. But for this first video, the very thing that we are looking at doing, as in the very reason why we are doing this video, is to help you to look for schools, as I said, in the US with funding, and then we'll come to how you can check for the admission requirement. That is, if they require GRE or if they require credential evaluation, like WES evaluation. Yeah, and so basically that is the aim of this channel. And so we can first begin this by starting the process. The first step that you have to take in the process is to, mostly what I do or what I encourage people to do, is that you have to get a wider scope of schools that you can look for in the US. And so you can say type first 1,000 universities in the US, and then you check from the options, or first 500 universities in the US. The reason I'm saying 1,000 or 500 or even more, I'll explain later. But yeah, let's start with the first one. So I'll first type first 500 universities. So it came first 500 graduate schools in the US, or you can say first 500 universities in the US, whichever way you want to go to. You can type and it will come. So yeah, after you type, you get these options. You get the popular ones that people search for: Harvard, Massachusetts, Columbia, Stanford, Pennsylvania, UC Berkeley, Princeton. Yeah, all of them will come. And then also from the options that come, you see Masters Portal, 26 top ranked universities in the US. You see a report on US percentage of universities and everything, or list of universities in the US. So yeah, you get a lot of them. So you pick any of them. So I'll first start with the first option. You pick any of them, and then from there you can get to know the first 260 ranked universities in the US. So it begins with the first one: Harvard, Stanford, MIT. I don't think they say, okay, so these ones are the ranking sites, the ranking organizations. So Times Higher Education, whatever name that is, Shanghai, JAL, or whatever it is, top universities ranking, US World Report. Yes, so everybody's ranking, and what everybody assigns to a particular school is what has been noted. And so you get to know different schools, as I said. So the first top ones are the top ones. The admission requirements are sometimes very difficult, but yeah, it depends on you. If you have good requirements, if you have good application materials, then you can give it a try. But if not, probably you can look at other ones. But yeah, mostly these ones are also very competitive. Okay, getting into them is very difficult, so they are very competitive. Some have as low as 4% admission rate. That means that for every 100 people that apply to a particular program, the probability that they'll pick just 4 as high. And even the 4, there's no assurance that when they pick all the 4, they're going to get funded. But yeah, mostly they have funding, but that's how competitive it is. And so we can begin by going to the last end, so the 26th university and 260th university. So yeah, you can get a lot of university here. So the Linda, Villanova, Augusta, Upstate, yeah, whatever. And so after you've done this, and then you've gotten the list of schools in the US, you can first pick any of the schools. So you pick it in order. You can first start with this one, then you come to this one. After finding the requirements for all the requirements for this one, you come to the next, then you move to the next, in that order. So yeah, it might take a bit of time, but yeah, it will be very best if you take your time and look through all the schools so that you can get a school that suits you and your preference. So yeah, let's start with one. So say Villanova University. You can click from here and it will take you to the site. See this? Let me click Villanova University. When I click, it can take you to the site directly, that you don't have to stress. Yeah, so you see, it takes you to Villanova and everything. But mostly when you come to this page for the first time, it becomes a bit confusing. You don't know where to find the programs and everything. So I have a way that I mostly advise. So yeah, you can come and type the university in a search box. So let's say, let me open a new search box. So yes, so now I'll type graduate programs and even type. So graduate programs at Villanova University, as you can see from the tab. So graduate programs at Villanova University, or you can even say master's programs at Villanova University. Master's program at Villanova University. Any of them that you do will be fine. So you click and you get the options. So you get to see the schools and everything. So from the options, you can type what you want to type. So you see our graduate programs, you see graduates of liberal studies and arts and yeah, whatever. So yeah, you click from the pop-up that comes. Mostly, I think we might find that in the subsequent video. Mostly, when you click these things, you will get the first options to be sponsored ad of different universities. That might not necessarily be the school that you type. So you have to check out for the official sites of the schools, and then you can best find those things out when you check the edu and then of the school. So villanova.edu, that means it's the approved site. And sometimes you get your laptop or your machine to give you a green check at the end here, so you get to know it's a safe site that you can enter. So let's start with this. So yeah, when you type the graduate programs, you get to see all the programs that are here, all the programs that the school offers. You get to see them. And so yeah, it starts with the first one: applied statistics, data science, biology. So you see MA or MS. MA means Master of Arts, MS means Master of Science. So yeah, any of them that you'll be looking out to. But there's a peculiar thing that the school requires. So I want us to go to a different school. We'll come back to this school later, but I want us to check a different school because this one has a peculiar requirement. So the next school that I want us to look at is Arizona State University graduate programs. We can put master's programs. And mind you, as I said, I didn't get the university from my head. I got it from the list that is here. So I got it from this list that I shared earlier. So the list of schools are here. So yours is just to find one and type there. You understand? So that's how come I got to Arizona State. It was from the list. So yeah, the schools are many. You can move to 25th, 24th, 23rd. There are many schools. So it's up to you. Do the search. And so we go to the tab that I was sharing already. So this Arizona State University. A minute. So this is Arizona State University, as I was sharing. So Arizona State University, and then yeah, when you open the site, okay, I think this one went to political science straightforward. So let me start. So master's program at the Arizona State University. Master's program at Arizona State University. So yeah, the options come just as I explained to you with the Villanova. The options will also come, and so yeah, you can look through the options and then you pick. Mostly the first one that comes, as I said, you look for asu.edu, so you can find that this is one of the official sites. This is also one, asu.edu. This is also one, asu.edu. So yeah, look out for that. And these are some of the frequently questions that people ask, so you can check out the frequently asked questions. But mostly it is very simple when you go to the official page. So let's start with it. So graduate student admission. Mostly, as I said, the first ones sometimes have a lot of information about the school, so you might not get to easily find the courses that they have, just as this one is showing. So this just tells you about the school. So I'll go back to the tab and then check this out. I'm checking this out because you see graduate degree and certificate, and then you see the courses there. You see architecture, business, communication. Yeah, so it means that this one might be serving the purpose that we want easily. So I pick this one, and then we go into it. So yeah, the pop-up comes. You get to see graduate degrees and certificates. So it means they have graduate degrees, they have certificates, they have a lot of options. Whatever you want to do is up to you. Some schools like this one, they put the courses in their various departments and schools. So like this, architecture and construction, you have art, you have business, you have communication and media, you have entrepreneur, you have engineering and technology. So it means any course that you want to do under engineering, you would have to click this. So let me click and then you go to that. You have to click this, it's loading. So when you click this, all the courses that are under engineering will pop up. So you see aerospace engineering, masters, MS, aerospace engineering, PhD. Yeah. So you get to know all the courses that are under engineering. So if you want to go to computing and mathematics, means all the courses under the computer science and mathematics can be found there. Actuarial science, applied math. Yes. So that's in that order. You just have to look for the department that you are in. If you are in the humanities too, you click and then you can find it's loading. You can find the human courses in the humanity, African studies, American studies, anthropology, creative writing, English. Yeah, all the courses under humanity. So geography, PhD, MA. Yeah. And then sometimes too, you can find it in social science. So it could be confusing. You can find some courses in humanities and not in social science, and some in social science and not in humanities. So yeah, it is up to you to look for the ones that you want. You get it. So let's also look at social science. I want to use a political science for example for this one because I'm a bit familiar with political science from this side. That's why I'm doing that. So yeah, from the options you can look for the course that you want, as I indicated earlier. So I'm going to look for political science, and then we check the graduate admission requirements for political science. So we're on it. You find law and all the other courses that I was talking about. So yeah, you come to the P section and then you find participatory governance, and then you see these things. They put it there. It's a certificate course. So it means if you want to do something like that, you have to find out if it's a master's, a PhD, or a certificate. It is a master's. You see MA, so that's a Master of Art. When you put the cursor there, sometimes they show you. So Master of Arts degree and everything. So you're going for MA Political Science. There's a PhD in Political Science. So if you want to try a PhD, you can also check the requirement. So we click on the MA Political Science. It takes us to the course. That's in Political Science course and the requirements.